Hi, welcome to Stretch, Breathe and Meditate. The meditation part is experiencing awareness and aliveness, an alert stillness. So using that word so that we don't feel that we need to relax to the point of becoming dull and sleepy. It's important to keep really alert, calm but alert. So not too dull and not anxious, somewhere in between. Use the chair for sitting and also as support for standing. It needs to be quite a sturdy chair and the right height for you so that your feet can be on the ground. I hope you enjoy the practice, but if any parts are difficult, either just make an effort towards doing the practice or perhaps imagine yourself doing the practice. At all times, be kind to yourself. Try to practice without judgment, just accepting what is with gratitude. Let's start by standing by the chair. Start by moving your weight through one foot and through the other, so that you're sort of rolling the weight from toes towards heels, and get a bit slinky with it, so that you're working ankles, knees, and also hips, and your shoulders start to want to move as well. And then start to sort of swim with your arms, breathing in with one and breathing out with the other. And take your arms the other way, drawing your elbows well back, and perhaps making fists with your hands, as if you're pulling handfuls of grass. And then just roll both shoulders back again. And roll your shoulders forwards. And look down at your feet. Get your feet parallel, spread your toes. And straightening up, lift up through your kneecaps a little. And adjust the tilt of your pelvis so it's not too far forward or too far back. And lift your rib cage evenly, front and back. Back of the neck long, chin drawn in, the crown of your head reaching up. And reach down through your arms, activating fingers and thumbs, and engage your pelvic floor muscles. And have a sense you're breathing in and out of your stretchiness, as if your body's a little elastic. Long, slow inhalation, a little pause. Long, slow exhalation, a little pause. A couple more. And then let go of any tension you don't need. And make circles with your straight body, as if your body's like a spinning top in slow motion, your feet being the pivot point. It's a bit like standing on a bus. So we're manipulating the little bones in the feet, and we're firing nerves down the legs, making those nerve pathways stronger, faster, and activating proprioceptors, which are sensors in the tissues of the body that tell us where we are in relation to the space around us. And change direction. So just a soft gaze at something helps. Trying to maintain nice alignment. Come to a stop and practice tilting forward and back. And then from side to side. Now find your point of balance, and I invite you to use your imagination now. Try to imagine as you breathe in that the breath is rising up your body and you're feeling taller and lighter. Pause there, and then as you breathe out, imagine the breath and the energy goes down your body and you feel more grounded, more connected with the earth. Pausing again, breathing in, the breath rising and carrying energy with it. The energy sensations seem to move up the body, feeling tall and light. And breathing out, coming back down. And again. And then just feel into your nice alignment and your beingness, your alert stillness. And it's useful to have an affirmation, something like, I'm open to receiving perfect health, happiness, joy, peace, love, success, or whatever else you want to add to that. Make a positive statement and repeat it to yourself 3 times, as if it's really happening, feeling gratitude. Have a big breath in, and breathing out, sigh that breath away and move your body. Now bend your knees and put your hands on your knees, and knees together, just making smooth circles with your knees. Try to keep your face, jaw and shoulders soft. Quite often we clench the back teeth because we're trying hard, we're focusing. Try to keep your face, jaw and shoulders soft and try not to try too hard. Try to experience this more as a being than a doing. And change direction. And keep it slow, because in our trying, we tend to speed everything up. And our thoughts are somewhere in the future. Let's try to keep our thoughts present. It's useful to repeat to oneself every now and then, I'm present in this moment. Come to a stop and bring your straightening up, bring your feet apart a little, hands on your hips, knees bent a little, and make circles with your pelvis, as if your pelvic area were the center of a skipping rope. So of course the ends of the skipping rope are still, your feet are still, but try to keep your head still as well, and face, jaw and shoulders soft, and your pelvic area or navel perhaps are making the smooth circles. So we're working into feet and ankles and knees and hips. And change direction. So there are lots of energy pathways in the body. We're aware of capillaries and veins and arteries and things, but in yoga there's said to be a lot more. We're aware of nerves, but there's, again in yoga there's said to be more energy pathways. Let's change direction again. And what we're trying to do is to ensure that those energy pathways are flowing as they should. We're trying to balance energy in the body, so there's not too much energy in some parts and too little in others. Nature doesn't like stagnation. Change direction. So we want all those energy pathways to be flowing like little mountain streams, nice and bright and bubbly. And straighten your legs and lower your arms, making sure you're far enough away from the chair so you're not going to hit it. Feet apart, and trying to keep the hips a bit still. It's hard, but we don't want to twist the hips too much because we might hurt a knee. So try to keep the hips still as we twist the upper body from side to side while maintaining nice alignment. So the crown of your head reaching up, the back of your neck long, your chin drawn in, ribcage lifted evenly, navel drawn in a little bit, and tailbone tucked down a little bit. And so your arms are moving as a consequence of twisting the body, not the other way round. And breathe in one way and breathe out the other way. And your arms can sort of slap around your body. And then just wrap your arms around, hold and breathe. Again, nice alignment and a feeling that you're breathing in and out of your stretchiness. Nice slow inhalations and exhalations with your pelvic floor muscles engaged. Finishing with a big breath in, holding longer. And then releasing from that, take your arms to the other side and wrap around, hold and breathe. And again, a big breath in, holding longer. And as you breathe out, bring your hands to your heart, one hand on top of the other over your heart. And again, using your imagination, imagine as you breathe in, the breath and the energy it carries reaches out to fill your whole body, right out to fingertips, toes, the crown of your head. Pause there, and as you breathe out, imagine that breath, that energy coming back to the heart. And pause there. And let's do a few more. And quite often the energy is locked into the heart because we're anxious, we're stressed. And the energy's at the heart because it's ready to do something. The old fight and flight thing. We want to take that energy out to the peripheries of the body through our exercise and through our intention, as we are now with this practice. So that we're not having energy stuck, whether it's too much or not enough. We don't want the energy stuck in the body. Now pause. And as you breathe in this time, take your left arm wide and flex your hand back, push away through the palm, find a stretch. And breathing out, come back to your heart and soften. And your right arm, flexing your hand back, push away through the palm, find a stretch. And breathing out, come back to your heart. Let's repeat that one, left arm. It's important not to try too hard. Breathing out, come back, because stuck energy means muscles, tissues are a bit twangy sometimes. You stretch into that twanginess, and what happens next? Something pops. We don't want that. We want to just take it gently, give it time. This time, both arms go wide. Chin towards the sky, back, teeth clenched, gently, lips together, stretch. And breathing out, your hands come back to your heart and soften. Interlace your fingers, breathing in, push your hands away in front, widen across your back. And breathing out, your hands come back to your heart. And again, arms wide again, breathe in. And breathing out, come back to your heart. Interlace fingers, breathing in, take your arms up high. Imagine you're like a tree growing towards the light. Keeping nice alignment as you breathe out, hands going to your left, hips to your right, a nice even curve, like a willow wand. Breathing in, come up. Breathing out to the other side. The willow wand teaches us something. In the storm, it stays flexible, and so it doesn't break. Brittleness can make us break. Emotional, physical, mental brittleness. Not a good idea. A bit like being twangy. So try to make a nice even curve through your body as best you can. And then breathing in, reach up high again. And separate your hands, breathing out, let your arms float down. And let's sit on the chair. Have your feet directly below your knees and have your feet parallel and spread your toes. Hands on your thighs. Explore the tilt of your pelvis. We don't want to be slumped. And we don't want to have too much hollow in the lower back, so we're trying to get somewhere in between. So typically, tailbone tucks down a little and navel draws in a little. And then you'll feel that you're up high on your sit bones, and you can physically take the flesh of the buttocks back a little. And then the ribcage lifts evenly, front and back, and the back of your neck is long, your chin drawn in, the crown of your head reaching up. And start to make circles with your upper body, and you sort of massage around your buttocks. Again, a bit like a spinning top in slow motion, with the pivot point this time being your sit bones. And change direction. Come to a stop, and if you can, imagine again. This time, imagine you're riding a camel. As you breathe in, your chest and shoulders, so your chest goes forward and your shoulders go back. And as you breathe out, your chest goes back and your shoulders go forward. There's a bit more to it. As you breathe in, chest goes forward, and also your abdomen goes forward, shoulders back. And as you breathe out, chest and abdomen go back. Now at this point, engage pelvic floor. And then softening that a bit, breathing in, expand your abdomen, chest going forward, shoulders back. And breathing out, chest back, shoulders forward, and draw the navel in, engage pelvic floor. Now doing a few more, and remember you're riding a camel, so you keep your head quite steady because you're looking towards the horizon. And feel into everything that's moving. So the meditation bit, a lot of it is to do with awareness, feeling for sensations. And we're slowing everything down, we're slowing the breath down, trying to be more being than doing. And so we calm down the mind. And when we're breathing and moving slowly, the mind thinks everything must be okay, and so it stops producing The brain stops producing stress hormones. And then the body can go into detoxification if we are able to be in daily life. So we're trying to learn how to be in daily life so that we're not creating stress hormones all the time. So come to a stop and soften your shoulders. Now let's bring fingertips to shoulders. And as you breathe in, lift elbows and rib cage. And elbows go wide, and as you breathe out, lower elbows and rib cage, and be aware that this movement is creating the breath. We don't expand the breath by breathing in. We breathe in by expanding the chest. So lifting and expanding the rib cage draws breath in, and lowering and contracting the rib cage forces breath out. Keep your face and jaw soft. And slow it down. Breathing in, the elbows coming up, pause. Elbows go wide, breathing out, coming down. Elbows back towards each other and change direction. Breathing in, elbows wide and up, lifting the rib cage. Elbows go towards each other and breathing out, coming down. And a few more. And pause with your elbows in front. And as you breathe in, let your arms roll out. Your fingertips go down, push away through the palms, shoulders low, stretch. And breathing out, come back. And breathing in, lift elbows and rib cage. Draw your navel in, engage pelvic floor. Try to hold and breathe, noticing how difficult it is to breathe well now that we are not moving the chest. Have a big breath in. And breathing out, lower your elbows and take them wide. And breathing in, your arms roll out to the sides. Fingertips go down, push away through the palms, stretch. And breathing out, bring your palms together in front. Soft face to run shoulders and squeeze. Now bring your hands in close, elbows high, shoulders low, and keep pressing your hands together. And start to draw the infinity symbol, keeping it small and close and slow. Don't forget to breathe. You could do perhaps half of it breathing in and the other half breathing out. And change direction, breathing in, coming around and back to the center, and then breathing out for the other half. And keep pressing. Feeling all the while into sensations in the body and repeating to yourself, I'm present in this moment. And release, give your hand a shake. It's challenging to slow down, and your mind will want to take you somewhere else all the time. Just keep bringing the mind back. Hook your fingers together and pull apart firmly as you again draw the infinity symbol with your hands while pulling apart all the time. Keeping your face, your shoulders soft, and change direction. And trying not to judge. And come back to the center and again soften. Now interlace your fingers again, hands behind your neck. You're making a sort of brace for the neck with your hands, elbows towards the front. And start to draw smooth circles with your elbows. And keep your pelvic floor engaged as you do this. And you can breathe in as you come around and up, and breathe out as you come around and down. And you'll feel into your mid to upper spine. You might get a few crackles and pops, and that's okay. These circles can be very small if that's all you can manage. Change direction. And come to a stop and bring your hands behind your head. And as you breathe in, your elbows go wide, lift your chest, chin towards the sky. Shoulders are low. As you breathe out, tuck your chin down, slide your scalp up, press the back of your head into your hands, widen across your back, elbows towards each other. Don't try too hard. Breathing in, elbows wide, lift the chest. And breathing out, tuck your chin down, slide the scalp up, press the back of your head into your hands, widen across your back. We're trying to make this a practice for the muscles, not for the bony structures of the neck. So don't force anything. Just bringing some flexibility, hopefully, to the upper part of the spine and the neck itself. By releasing tensions in the muscles around the spine and the vertebrae of the neck. Breathing in as the elbows come wide, expanding the chest, and breathing out as you tuck the chin down and round the back. Now you could keep doing these, or if you want to go a bit further, keep your elbows wide as breathing out you take left elbow towards right knee, and then breathing in come up, and then breathing out right elbow towards left knee, and breathing in come up. Now keep your pelvic floor engaged because that will help keep things safe, and don't get competitive. Feel into your body. Practice with awareness and gratitude, intelligence and wisdom. Use your innate wisdom to know how far you should be coming forward. And then put your hands on top of your head and do a little bit of twisting again. So some of you will remember the old agitator washing machine, which had a central pillar like this. Just breathing in one way, breathing out the other way. And of course we're sitting, so we're keeping the hips still, which is good. Keep nicely aligned though, the ribcage lifting, crown of the head reaching up. You come to a stop and take your arms up high, have a bit of a stretch. And separate your hands, breathing out, let your arms float down. And roll your shoulders back. And roll your shoulders forwards. And reach down through your arms, activating fingers and thumbs, the back of your neck long, chin drawn in, the crown of your head reaching up, and turn to look over your right shoulder. Keep the back of your neck long, chin drawn in, hold and breathe. Don't try too hard, just giving it some time. Giving it your loving attention, experiencing gratitude. And a big breath in, and breathing out back to the center and soften, and then again reach down through your arms and turn to look over your left shoulder. There's no judgment, just experiencing what is, experiencing your breath. And a big breath in, and breathing out back to the center and soften. And take your left arm away at 45 degrees, and your right hand can come up and over towards your left ear, and the back of the neck long, chin drawn in. Take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Keep reaching away through your left arm, and hold and breathe. Don't try too hard. Shoulders are low. And a big breath in. And breathing out, release and move. And when you're ready, left ear towards left shoulder and right arm reaching away, and left hand comes up and over towards right ear. Slide the scalp away from the shoulder. Hold and breathe. And again, a big breath in. And breathing out, release and move. Just loosen up a bit. In fact, let's put the hands on the thighs and do some of that spinning top thing again. Because with the best intentions, we might be creating some little tensions in the body. And so we just want to release those little knots of tensions. And then when you're feeling nice and loose again, engage pelvic floor, nice alignment through your body. Take your hands behind left leg and lift the leg up a little bit and just make circles with your foot so that you're working into your ankle. Keep your shoulders low, a nice alignment through your body, your face soft, and change direction. Apparently the crackly sound that we get is releasing gases from the joint. It's good to make circles or rotations at joints. Apparently it releases something called synovial fluid, change direction, which lubricates the joint. So if you're okay, keep that knee high and make circles with the lower leg so that you're working into your knee. And change direction. And then breathing in, hug the knee in close and straighten the leg. And breathing out lower, and then breathing in, bend the knee and hug and straighten, and breathing out lower. Let's do a few more. And foot on the floor and readjust a little bit. And when you're ready, holding behind your right leg, lifting the knee up and making circles with the foot. So as I said before, if there's some things that are too difficult for you, either do the best you can without trying too hard, or imagine yourself doing it. So try not to let your mind just wander off somewhere else or get frustrated with yourself. Everything's fine. Change direction. And we'll be moving on to something else soon, so that's all good. And change direction again. Oh, sorry, we're working to the knee now. And the other way. And put that breathing in, hug, and straighten, and breathing out lower, and breathing in, hug, and straighten, and breathing out lower. And a couple more. And then hands on the thighs and nice alignment, circles with the body again. And change direction. And pause for a moment. A bit of practice the three-part yoga breath. So breathing in, expand your abdomen, lower chest, and then feel your collarbones lift. And pause there. And breathing out, let the upper chest lower, lower chest contracting, and draw the navel in and engage pelvic floor. And pause. And then softening pelvic floor, breathing in, expanding abdomen, lower chest, feel your upper chest lift. And pause. And breathing out, softening upper chest, lower chest, abdomen, draw the navel in, engage pelvic floor, and pause. And a few more in your own time. It's like a wave of movement. It's like your body's a vessel that fills from the bottom up to the top. And you pause. And then it empties from the top down. And then you pause. And you can imagine that the breath is carrying energy. Energy rising up the body as you breathe in. And energy coming down the body as you breathe out. And finishing the one you're doing. And feel into your beingness, an alert stillness, your aliveness. And have a big breath in. And breathing out, sigh that breath away and move a little bit. And we'll stand up again. Standing to the side of your chair, with a hand on the chair. Look down at your feet, get your feet parallel and spread your toes. And engage your pelvic floors, looking at something with a soft gaze. As you breathe in, rise up onto the balls of the feet. And as you breathe out, slowly come back down and release pelvic floor for a moment. Lift your toes up, put them back down wide, and then again, pelvic floor engages as you breathing in, rise up onto the balls of your feet. And breathing out, come back down, lift your toes. And continue with a few more. We're strengthening the muscles in the feet. And again, we're firing nerves down the legs and activating proprioceptors. And we're working pelvic floor muscles. And then making the leg that's near the chair your strong supporting leg, and put the other hand on your hip, and then make circles with that leg that's away from the chair. Imagining the leg is a bit like a pendulum. Visualize the ball and socket joint of the hip. And as I said before, this making rotations into joints is said to release synovial fluid, so imagine you're lubricating the hip joint. And change direction. And then just checking you've got enough room to do this, standing on that leg that's near the chair, swing the other leg forward and back. And when you come back, try to draw the thigh back. Breathing in, knee forward, foot forward, breathing out, bend the knee, try to get the thigh back. Breathing in forward, breathing out back. Sort of swooshing forward and back. And trying to maintain nice alignment through your body. Now, it's only practice that makes these sorts of things easier and easier. And then letting go of that, if you can bend the knee in close and either hold around your shin or around your ankle, just try to draw the thigh back. Keep the arms straight, shoulder roll back, and keep nice alignment, and hold and breathe. And a big breath in, and breathing out, release, and just move your weight from one leg to the other a little bit, getting a bit slinky, just to loosen up tensions that we might have created in the body. We want to balance those out again. And let's go to the other side of the chair. So hand on the chair for support, and other hand on the hip, and circles with that leg that's away from the chair, the leg being like a pendulum. and change direction. And now swinging the leg forward and back, breathing in forward, breathing out back. And then bend the knee and bring the knee in close and holding around the shin or ankle. Keep the arm straight as you try to draw the thigh back. Keep nice alignment for your body. Hold and breathe, feeling a thigh stretch. And a big breath in. And breathing out, release from that and move a little bit, taking the weight into one hip and then to the other a little bit. And soften your shoulders. And look down at your feet, get your feet parallel, spread your toes. And bend the knees forward of the toes a bit. Put your hands on your knees. And breathing in, straighten the legs and tilt your tailbone up a little bit. And breathing out, bend the knees forward of the toes. I'm just doing this a few times, so it's a good exercise for knees, but also we're trying to stretch into the back of the legs a bit. Now some of you will be able to do a bit more than this, and if that's you, well then you could put your forearms on your thighs and interlace fingers, leading with first fingers, breathing in, straightening the legs, tilt the tailbone up, let your head hang down loose, and breathing out, bend the knees forward of the toes. And continue in this way. Now generally, we get a lot of tightness in the back of the legs from sitting as much as we do. But also, perversely, when we exercise, we tend to create tightness in the back of the legs as well, like jogging or cycling. And it's important to try to keep these muscles stretched out, so we have long muscles in the back of the legs, because that will help keep tension out of the back. Next time you straighten the legs, if you're doing it like this, tilt the tailbone up, let your head hang down loose, and hold and breathe for a little while. And then bend the knees forward the toes and stay there for a while, trying to create a straight line from the crown of your head through the spine to the tailbone. And then tuck your tailbone down a little, put your hands on your knees and breathing in, slowly come up, using leg power. Slowly come up. If you feel a bit dizzy, just tap in the center of your chest. And then loosen up a little bit. And we're going to use the back of the chair. If you put your hands wide on the chair, step your feet back so that your feet are directly below your hips, while your arms and back are parallel the floor. So widen between the shoulder blades. Feel that your tailbone is reaching away from your hands, so your arms and back are stretching out. And also feel that your tailbone is reaching up from your heels. And hold and breathe for a while. And now, coming out of that one, we take the right foot forward and bend the knee towards the wall, towards the chair, elbows tucked in, shoulders down and back, and try to have a straight line from the crown of your head through the spine, through the left leg to the heel. So you're stretching into your left calf muscles. Elbows tucked in, shoulders down and back. And breathing. And a big breath in. And breathing out to go back into the first one. And now step the left foot forward and bend the left knee towards the chair. Elbows tucked in, shoulders down and back, and try to create a straight line from the crown of your head through your body, through the right leg to the heel. So you're getting a stretch in the right calf. And then step forward and we'll sit on the chair again. Your feet directly below your knees, hands on your thighs, pelvis adjusted nicely, rib cage lifted evenly, the back of your neck long, chin drawn in, the crown of your head reaching up. And imagine as you breathe in that the breath rises up your spine. Pause, and imagine as you breathe out, the breath comes down your spine. And pause. Breathing in, the breath coming up your spine. And breathing out, coming down. Just imagining the breath being a vehicle for energy. And imagining the breath is rising up the spine as you breathe in. All the way up to the top of your head, and then breathing out all the way back down. And one more. Then maintain your nice alignment, and we'll take the awareness around parts of the body. So it's like visiting each part with your love and gratitude. Starting off, just take your awareness to your feet. Feeling into your feet. And feel into your lower legs. And feel into your knees. And thighs, and your hips, and now take your awareness to your fingers and thumbs, and hands, and wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, and shoulders. Make sure you're maintaining your alert stillness, not your dullness. Take your awareness to your abdomen, pelvic area, and buttocks. Take your awareness to your lower back, like tailbone, sacrum, and lumbar spine, moving up the spine, thoracic, up to the area between the shoulder blades, upper spine, whole back. And now the back of your neck, back of your head, the top of your head, and the skin of your scalp, and your forehead, the muscles around your eyes. Take your awareness to your nose, upper lip, tongue, lower lip, lower jaw, throat. upper chest, lower chest, abdomen, your whole body, your whole body. Maintain your alert stillness. Feel into your beingness. And bring to mind your resolve, that statement you started the class with. Repeat it 3 times again with gratitude, like you really mean it. I invite you now to bring your palms together, thumbs against the chest, forehead towards the fingertips, and bring to mind things you can feel gratitude for. And feel that gratitude. And it's been my pleasure to practice, stretch, breathe and meditate with you, and I hope you feel some benefit. I hope you're able to take your beingness into your daily activities so that everything you do feels more and more like yoga, like being with gratitude. Namaste.